Thanks for joining me on another day of this love revolution. I'm not really sure where I'm going to go with this today, so stick with me. I do know that there will be something positive to come out of it. Yesterday I shared with you a little bit out of this excerpt from the book 1,000 Gifts by Ann Voskamp. And I got to thinking there's something else. Well, there's tons of stuff in this book that's critical, but there's really something that I wanted to make sure I just really felt impressed upon me. When I've talked a little bit about self-care with you, just barely even scratched the surface about how we need to take care of ourselves and refuel. And 2 days ago it was rest and refuel day, and making sure that we're feeding into ourselves so we have something to actually give others. I'm going to take it a step further because this is something I think is crucial in our society right now. I have been guilty of it for almost my entire life, up until probably if I really got a good grasp on it in the last 6 to 9 months. But because it is something that I have had as a learned behavior in my family, I really have to pay attention. And that is this behavior of going beyond having a good work ethic and doing that. My performance equated to value, that performance in the task list, the number of items you can check off for a day, somehow make you more valuable to your family, to your employer, to society as a whole. And the problem I found in my own life is that when we're rushing about and I'm being very intentional about the things that I have to get accomplished for the day, they're on my task list, I miss an entire world of opportunity and things going on around me that I can either, somebody has an opportunity to impact me, or I have the opportunity to impact somebody else. So I wanted to jump back to this book for a minute because the way that she words this, I think, will grab you more so than my telling you to slow it down and dial it back a notch. This actually starts with a verse out of Psalms 39, verse 6. We are merely moving shadows, and all our busy rushing ends in nothing. Being in a hurry, getting to the next thing without fully entering the thing in front of me, I cannot think of a single advantage I've ever gained from being in a hurry. But 1,000 broken and missed things, tens of thousands, lie in the wake of all the rushing. Through all that haste, I thought I was making up time. It turns out I was throwing it away. In our rushing bulls in a china shop, we break our own lives. The hurry makes us hurt. Hurry always empties a soul. I mean, if you think about really what she's saying there, this constant state of hurry, this constant state of busy without taking care of ourselves, and going beyond that, just slowing down enough to pay attention to what's going on around us. For me personally, it was needing to remove these blinders I kind of focused on because I thought, well, I have to work, Monday to Friday, those are your work days and these are the work hours. And if you're not actively doing something in that time frame, then somehow you're being a total waste. You're lazy, and all of this condemnation that I put on myself, nobody else did, around my value and what I was actually doing. And by doing that in this robotic format that I personally took on, like I said, these blinders, this tunnel vision is I've got to sit down and I've got to do what I'm doing and I've got a certain number of hours to make sure this stuff gets accomplished. I missed interacting with people. I wasn't actually living. I was literally a robot going through the motions, and I became soulless. For me personally, I had to take off my blinders, and I had to be intentional about every step that I took that day. And now I'm very, very intentional about it. I relax now. If something comes into my path, an opportunity is created during that day, I focus on it because I believe there's purpose behind these opportunities that were extended throughout the day. Tomorrow has enough worry of its own. Tomorrow will have enough grace, enough strength, enough energy to deal with what needs to be taken care of tomorrow. I can only focus on the moment that I'm in. So what I chose to do, like I said, with taking down those blinders, was starting to interact and engage with every person around me that came into my path, my line of vision, whether it was opening a door for them or holding it as I walked through so it didn't shut in their face, whether it was paying attention that somebody was sitting there alone and at the coffee shop, and maybe I could just smile as I walked by to my table and just say good morning, because maybe they hadn't heard that yet today. Maybe it was when somebody overheard something I said and they kind of interrupted and said, excuse me, I'd like to know more about that. I didn't brush it off and say, well, I can't right now. I've got stuff I've got to do. I don't have time for it. I would pause and I'd say, yes, let's talk. And yeah, you do have to be careful a little bit. We all have responsibilities that we have to meet to and get done. But I guarantee you there's more than enough time in a day to accomplish what needs to be accomplished. If something doesn't happen that day because you've been given an opportunity to affect somebody else's life for a positive that day, then haven't you been successful? Haven't you gone above and beyond and exceeded expectations, because now you've had an opportunity to plant a seed in somebody else's life that's positive and can potentially change every aspect of their life? And in return, it's blessed you. So think differently when you need to slow down, when you need to rest. And this is beyond your body. I'm talking about your mind and your emotions and your spirit that needs to rest. It needs to engage with other people. Performance never equates to your value. It does not define you. So think about the hurry. Think about the hurry. It's like we're escaping something. Stop running. Slow down. Stop creating waste and a wake of lost time in your path, and start engaging in your moments. Really want to be part of changing your life and somebody else's and being part of this Love Revolution Challenge? It starts with you slowing down and actually creating moments of engagement that will create change.
Yeah, nothing is as good as it should